Python is a programming language which is used for developing a simple applications using simple statements. This is a non-structural language. It contains a simple statements without syntactical restrictions, and it provides the different types of utilities to develop the different types of applications. We already discussed the Python programming language in the regular classes. It is completed up to unit 3, and as in the case of holidays, and this is some of the time which we can recap and revision the same concepts once again, so that I want to revise the topics from the unit 2. These are the topics which are required for basic elements of the Python programming language. The first unit, we have already discussed the introduction of the programming language, introduction of the Python programming language, and the differences between different other languages. Okay, here this is the introduction. Here, this is the explanation for the Python programming language with the required elements of the Python. Okay. These are the data types which are available in the Python programming language. Python has 7 standard data types. To accept the numbers, we have a number related data type, and to accept the true or false, we have the Boolean data type, and for the continuous set of letters, we have a string data type, and with the replacement of the arrays, here it is providing us the list data type to arrange the elements in an order, and it provides the different types of elements as a collection also, or we can use the same type of elements. Tuple is a non-mutable data type which can use to store the different types of elements as a collection, but we cannot modify the elements. Set is another data type which is used for to store the elements in a continuous memory locations. It uses the different types of elements can be stored. Dictionary, which is used with 2-column data type, which can store both key and value. Key cannot be repeated. Key is a unique value in the dictionary. And these topics list, tuple, and set, and dictionary we'll discuss in the next unit. Let us we'll go for the next topic, numbers. Okay, numbers is the different types of number values we have in the languages, like integer values which are signed or unsigned values without any fractions, and long values are the integers which are represented in the more range of a value than the normal integer, and it can have octal and decimal also can be represented as the long values. And the float point values are the values which has the both the fractional part and real part. Okay, this has the information which is used to store the prices and amount, or any type of a fractional values. We can use the float data type. And complex numbers are these are the numbers which has the both real part and imaginary part. Okay, those type of values we can store as the complex data type values. Okay, for example, here the A is a variable which has the integer value 3, and B is another variable which has a value 2.65, and C is a value which is having a long value of 11 digits, and D is the value with the complex data type. 2 is the real part and 5 is the imaginary part, and J is used to represent the imaginary part. Okay, and here we are printing the values. Okay, with the int A, int is the A value, and float is the B value, long is the C value, and complex is the D value. The output here it shows int is the 3, and float and long and complex values. Okay. And Booleans are identified as the true or false values. If you are giving a true as a constant to a variable, that variable is treated as a Boolean variable. By default, the value is the false. If you require to give the false, we can give the false as the value for the variable. True is represented with the 1, and false is the 0. And here this is the example. A is assigned with the value true and B is assigned with the value false. Print A and print B, which shows the output as true or false. Okay, these are the enum data type which is used here to represent the Boolean data type. Okay, generally we'll create the enum data types using a C language. Okay, the same is here. It is provided as the built-in data type without representing a 0 or 1 for the true and false. Here it creates a enum as a built-in data type, built-in data for the Boolean variables, and we can use that enum data type to use the Boolean values. And next is the strings. Okay, strings in the Python are identified as a continuous set of the characters represented in the quotation marks. Okay, that is, we will represent the set of characters with the quotation marks within the double quotes or single quotes. We can represent a set of characters. Okay, that is called as a string. Okay, Python allows both either single quotes and double quotes. It's okay. Either we can write a string in the single quotes or in the double quotes. Okay, if you require any subset of a string or a part of the string or a particular letter of the string, then we can use the slicing of the strings. Okay, for that either we can use square brackets and square brackets with a colon. Okay, that is individual square brackets is within that square brackets we can represent a index. Okay, it gives that particular character. Okay, if you are writing with the square brackets and colon, before the colon we can give a starting index, and then after the colon we can give the end index, which gives the set of characters from the starting index to ending index. Okay, if we are giving an index in the form of a negative value, then it takes the characters from the ending. Okay. Say for example, this is the program how to use the strings. str is a variable which is having a value welcome within the double quotes, and print str which prints the string which is already in the variable, and print str of 0. 0 is the 0th index of the string. The index of strings or arrays or lists starts with a 0. So 0 is nothing but the first character of the string, that is a W. And print str of 2 colon 5, that is from the second index to the fifth index. Second index is 0 index is W, 1 index is E, and L is the second index character. So from the L we'll get the 2, 3, 4, 5. That is L, C, O, M. Up to the M we'll get the output. And print str of 2 colon, that is there is no ending index, that is nothing but from the starting with the 2 index, it gives all the characters up to the end of the string. That is the 2 index character is the L. From the L it gives all the characters like L, C, O, M, E. Print str into 2. That is, here it repeats, the asterisk operator is used as a multiplication operator in the arithmetic operations, and here in this case it repeats the same string for number of times. Okay, str into 2 is it repeats the same string for 2 times. So welcome is printed for 2 times. Next, print str plus csc. Here the plus operator is for concatenation. So str is the welcome and plus csc is it adds the csc at the end of the welcome. So you'll get the welcome csc. The output is first print str is welcome, second print str of 0 is the W, and third print str of 2 to 5 is the LCO. Here in the Python it doesn't accept up to the last index value. It gives before 1 minus the last index. So LCO, and print str of 2 colon is from the L to the last character E. str into 2, here it gives a 2 string 2 times the welcome message, and last one is the is welcome and csc is added at the ending. And some of the string methods, one is the capitalize method. str1 equals to hello is a message which is stored in the str1, and print str1 dot capitalize. Okay, it capitalizes the string in the str1 variable. Capitalizes the first letter of the string. So we'll get the output as hello with the H as the capital letter. Center method with the width and fill char. Okay, which gives the string as the center of a total length. Okay, say if you are giving a str1 is the welcome and str1 dot center of 15 comma asterisk. That is, out of the 15 length, welcome is printed in the middle and remaining all the spaces are filled with the asterisk character. So the sample output is first 4 are the asterisk characters and welcome is the 7 letters. So welcome. Next again another 4 spaces are with the asterisks. Another function is len, that is to find out the length of the string. str1 is the welcome and the length of the string is welcome is with the 7 letters. So 7 is the length. Print len of str1. The sample output is 7. Strings methods continuation. Count method which takes a 3 arguments str, beg for the beginning index, end is for the end index. Okay, it counts a number of characters of a string. Okay, either you can give your required letter to be counted in the string. The str is the letter to be counted in the string, letter or a word to be counted in the string. Beg is the beginning index from where you want to count the character. End is the end of the index, the ending index up to which index you want to count your required character. Okay, str1 is the welcome. This is the word that we are giving as an input, and str1 dot count function. str1 dot count, that is count is a function within the string class. So str1 dot count of, I want to count the e letter. So single quotes e letter, comma 0 is the beginning index. Len of str1 is the ending index. That is from the 0th index to the end of the string. I want to count the number of e's in the str1. The other total number of e's are 2. Okay, here the beg and end two parameters are the optional parameters, and which we can also call as the default parameters. Beg already has a default value 0 and end has the default value len of string. So these two parameters we need not to give if you want to count the required character from throughout the string. Say if it is required to be counted in the part of a string, then we can give the beg and end parameter values. Otherwise, we can leave them as optional. Just we can give the str1 dot count of e only. Ends with function. Ends with it takes the 3 parameters. First one is the suffix. Second parameter is the beg to give the beginning index, and the third parameter is the end for ending index. Okay, ends with this here it checks whether our string is ended with the required suffix string or not. Okay, if you are giving any letter or any word as a suffix, okay, it checks whether our string ends with that word or character or not. str1 dot ends with of within the single quotes, here we are giving me, that is to check whether our string is ended with the me or not. And I want to check from the 0th index to the length of a string 1, that is ending index is the last index of the string. Okay, it checks whether the string is ended with the me or not. Okay, it's ended with the me, so it's giving a value as true. Starts with, this function checks whether our string is started with the required word or not. So here it also takes the 3 parameters. str is the parameter which you want to check whether str string is there at the starting position of our required string or not. Beg is our beginning index, end is our last index. Here the example is str1 is the welcome, and str1 dot starts with of me, that is here I want to check whether my string is started with me or not. 0 is the starting index, length of the string 1 is the ending index, that is last index. Okay, here it gives a value as false because welcome is not started with the me, it started with the double e. So it gives a false. Okay, the continuation to the string.